People on social media project this image of having every aspect of their lives organised to the point where it feels like you're watching an advert for Global Gym from the movie Dodgeball. Here at Global Goals, we achieve every goal every day. All I have is a simple tracker of 804 daily habits. If you think that's too much, then you're a loser. Disclaimer: losers need not apply. Now, I'm all for self-improvement, but the issue I have with a lot of goal setting is that it causes you to lose focus, set goals which aren't right for you, and make you feel like if you're failing to hit them, then it's always down to yourself. And I've fallen into these pitfalls myself, but I've come up with a goal setting method which addresses all these points. Enter the psychologist Abraham Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. Now, if you haven't heard of Maslow's hierarchy before, let me give you a quick rundown. It's a pyramid that outlines our most basic to most complex needs, starting with physiological needs like food and shelter, moving up to safety, love and belonging, self-esteem, and finally self-actualization. The point of this hierarchy is that these needs are in order of importance. So if you were homeless, then you wouldn't be worrying about building your self-esteem, you'd be worried about getting a meal and surviving. Your needs change and move as you go up the hierarchy, but you don't have a need for the ones at the top before your needs have been met for the ones below. However, a lot of the time when we set goals, we just look at the top of the pyramid. We want to get a six-pack when we don't even exercise once a week, let alone consistently enough to develop abs. Goal setting isn't about just focusing on the end goal like it's all or nothing, or feeling too superior like others like at global goals. It's about taking it one step at a time. Therefore, I now set my goals by modelling them on Maslow's hierarchy across different life categories such as physical, mental and career goals. When it came to career goals, I put down the bottom what I saw as the most basic need, having any type of job, essentially not being unemployed. And at the top, I wrote down what I saw as my ultimate career goal. And in the middle, I listed down the steps for what I thought I needed to do to bridge the gap between the two. This method, in a way, is not unlike the concept of gamification my Jane McGonigal talks about in her book Super Better. Just as you can't get to the final boss in a computer game without beating the earlier bosses first, you can't get a six-pack without conquering the earlier challenges of establishing a good exercise routine and a good diet plan. Another important point of this method is to make the hierarchy right for you. Maslow's concept is a general one which could be applied to everyone, but when it comes to using this for goal setting, the pyramid can be customized to anything you want. This is where it's important to look at what you want your goals to be and why. And it's easy to get caught up thinking that we need to make goals similar to what society or social media wants us, but you need to find out what's the best goals for you. For example, my financial goals aren't to become a billionaire, but if I could retire early, be mortgage and student debt free, then this is something I'd be very happy with and is at the very top of my financial goals pyramid. Another important aspect of this method is to make the goals varied and flexible. So if your career goal is to make £100,000 a year and you currently make £50,000, then the next step up could be to get a promotion, join a new company that pays more, start a side hustle, or start your own full-time company. The point is that all of these are viable options and none are specifically right or wrong. There are multiple paths to the same goal. Another issue which this method tackles is the one about constantly moving forward all the time and never going back. Sometimes people talk about success in life, talk about never missing an opportunity or never going back, but this isn't always possible. Goal setting is sometimes portrayed as a checkbox that you have the power to just keep moving forward all the time. But Simon Sinek used a great analogy when talking about businesses expanding by franchising. He says that they should treat it as a dial, not a button. If you want to do it right and maintain your quality and good staff training, then sometimes you need to turn the dial back and slow down. Then when you're ready, you can turn it back up again and move forward. Similar to these goals, then you can't climb all your pyramids at once, and sometimes you're going to have to maintain one of them or maybe even go back slightly to move forward in another. The final point to address is this idea that achieving goals is all about you and your responsibility for every little thing. But of course, this is not the case. Life hits you when you least expect it. So I look at this system more like a game of snakes and ladders. When I left university and started working full time, I spent 3 years working my way up, getting promotions, and I climbed a decent way up my career pyramid. At one point, I moved to a different company to get a promotion, but within 6 months I was made redundant due to budget cuts within the company. And I fell all the way back down to the bottom rung of my career pyramid, the need to find a job again. Now, this was incredibly frustrating because I worked so hard to get to this point and it had been taken from me in an instant. It was hard not to feel like I'd failed in some way or that I never should have moved to that company, but nothing could be further from the truth. It was out of my control. So I always look at these goals now as a game of snakes and ladders. Sometimes I'll get a win and I'll move up quite quickly, and other times I'll hit a snake and I'll drop back down. The important thing is to accept it, not blame myself, and know I can climb back up again one level at a time. Let me know your goal setting methods in the comments below.